Welcome back to the shop. This video is about the Michigan pattern axe. Now, the Michigan pattern developed in the Great Lakes region in the mid 1800s. So this is a Michigan pattern double bit cruiser. I'm not sure if the Michigan single bit was first or if it was a double bit that was first. So I need to do a little bit more digging. And as you guys know, when you're researching axe heads, it can get pretty deep. It's really difficult to find a bunch of information. But so we're going to kind of break down a little bit what's going on here. So when we're looking at a double bit Michigan, also not so commonly referred to as a crown, I guess, I don't know, maybe that's the crown. The same characteristics on a double bit to a single bit is a rounded toe and heel. Okay, that's the big giveaway right there. Now there are other patterns out there, like I believe the cedar, that has rounded toe and heel, but this video is just about Michigans. Okay, and one thing we are going to go over is what you'll see sometimes is something like this. Well, it's not rounded, it's got a point, right? Or something like this, right? That looks like a really sharp beard right there. Okay, well, that's a Michigan also. So first let's go over the Michigan. So some of the older Michigan that I have, this is a Craftsman double oval. I think it's about 4.5 pounds. And you can see right there, little rounded heel. And it's almost starting to be kind of a sharp point on that toe. Now on the single bits, this is easy. This is how you identify them on the single bits. It's rounded at the bottom of the pole and rounded at the top of the pole. With that being said, you can't tell on this one as much, but the pole is slightly rounded on Michigans. Now, this is a plum dreadnought. I believe it's a dreadnought. You do see a flat pole right there. Okay, this is different, and there's some other characteristics about this that are different. Let's touch on that later. So what we normally see, this is to me the most common true Michigan pattern that we're going to see. And when we look at this on the pole, if you take a straight edge, you'll notice there's nothing flat on there. Okay, it's all rounded. So this is your typical 3.5 pound high center line, high-ish center line, true temper made Michigan pattern. So to me, in my area, Michigan patterns are a dime a dozen. Somewhere in the 1800s, this was developed, right? All right. Now moving on, what are you going to see again? Somewhere late 70s, maybe early 80s. This is known as a Michigan. Now there's little information on this pattern, and we can see the difference in the two. What they do have is rounded poles, and this one has been sharpened, so it's got kind of a point right here, but rounded toe and heel, but a shorter eye. Okay, so I've heard these called Mexican Collins, right? So this is a Collins, made in Mexico. Not saying this one was guaranteed made in Mexico, but a lot of these were. Also, I've heard this referred to as a Michigan Bay, right? Kind of, a deeper beard, a big wide bit, but a short eye and short pole. So while we're on the topic of these, okay, these are a dime a dozen. These are not old. This is not an old pattern. Like I said, late 70s, early 80s, something to that. If you're looking for a rafting pattern on eBay, you're going to see people calling this a rafting pattern. Okay, pretty similar. There's a lot of similarities here, but look at that pole. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a thick pole, and I think that these Mexican Collins or these later Michigans, I think that makes a great truck axe, okay? It's got a wedge, you know, wedge pattern, good for splitting. It's got a heavy pole, you know, good for pounding on stuff. So, you know, these aren't valuable. This is valuable, okay? And you can tell, you know, you're pushing 1.5 inches of pole right here. It's rounded. I have seen people take and smooth out these edges, right? And try to pass this off as a rafting pattern. So just beware. You know, I don't know that I've seen a rafting pattern in 3.5 pounds, which is what most all of these are. All right, so getting back to what I believe is this plum dreadnought. The interesting thing that we'll see on these is, if I find my caliper, okay, so we're gonna look, we're at 63 millimeters and 62 millimeters, okay? Look at that top line right there. It starts almost back here at the front of the eye, and it just goes up. Interesting. I've seen that in different plums, and I don't know. I don't like it. You know, I like that bottom line has that sweep down, which is common, you know, with that sweep right there. That's common in a Michigan, and you have a little coming up also, but that just seems a little off to me. But you know, axe manufacturers, they were changing up, you know, little things, trying to be different, because there's so many out there. You know, I like this plum. It's got rounded edges. It's not real sharp right here, so that's good. I like that, and I do like the flat pole. That's better for pounding, but it does have a thin pole, right? So not the best wedge bangers. Although we can see, you know, I've got plenty of them that have, you know, some mushroom in them, and they were used. You know, this one's damn near flat now, but when we look at it, you can tell that the peak is right here, because that was that tip that got pushed out like that. So yeah, you got your single bits now. I would have to say, my assumption is that the single bit Michigan is definitely in the very top produced patterns in the past, you know, 100 years. And it's a great axe, and there's a reason why they produce a lot of them, right? It's a good axe. It might not look the coolest. A Jersey pattern is, you know, looks cooler, but as far as function of an axe, it's a great axe. We can see, you know, some changes. This doesn't have that drastic, you know, up sweep for the toe there. This is an older double oval Craftsman's, 30s, early 40s, and this should make a good splitter. This one's pretty thick here, but it's long and it tapers down pretty thin. So we touched on the Mexican Collins. You know, this Vaughn here, this would make a phenomenal truck axe, right? That'd make a damn good little truck axe, just a beater. Okay, single bits. On that note, so I wanted to talk about that. If you guys watch Killinger, if you don't watch Killinger, check out some of his stuff. Killinger on YouTube, right? He's got a YouTube channel. Now, what we'll notice here is all of these single bits, they're all full-size eyes, okay? I have seen on, I think it's eBay, I've seen a couple people claim that they had Craftsman Michigan pattern boys axe, okay? I've never seen a Michigan pattern boys axe other than on eBay. And then Killinger just posted a video to where he's got a Black Raven Michigan pattern boys axe. So this is a full-size Michigan pattern. So check out his channel and see, he's got a bunch of cool axes, bunch of stuff. He's been into axes way longer than me, and he's got a really awesome collection. Okay, so the cruiser, okay? There's quite a few Michigan pattern cruisers that I've seen, and And I think it's a, you know, a great little pattern. There's a lot of full size, you know, 3.5 to 4.5 pound Michigan pattern double bits. So when we're looking at these two specifically, the cruiser and the full size, I got a couple examples of, well, what is it? It's not rounded, right? Okay, so it's the toe and the heel are sharp and pointy. So the question here is this a Michigan pattern that just got filed down and they didn't file the round toe and heel in? Or is this a Western pattern? Okay, because that's about the difference. Maybe there's more of a defined circular line on this bottom on the Michigan, but a lot of the times, you know, and again here, okay, so it's been filed back plenty. So, I mean, I think when you look at something like this that's obviously worn, the way that I have told the difference between what I believe this to be a Western pattern and this to be a Michigan pattern is the Michigan pattern double bits have like a 1/4 inch. This is for the true tempers specifically. On the true tempers, the Michigan pattern has just a little taller eye, like a 1/4 inch taller than what I believe this is a Western pattern. And we can see that if I hold them up right at the bottom, okay? Now, like I said, that's just an observation that I've made specific to true tempers. I've got a few of them in double bits, Michigan and Western pattern. Obviously, when you get into a different brand, it's going to look a little different. And, you know, this is a plum. But, you know, on these Michigan patterns, you see, you know, it's got just a little dip coming up, right? Well, let me get one. The Western pattern also has just that little flare coming up, okay? All right, so I got a little off base on this and I'm rambling a bit, but what is the reason for the design of the Michigan pattern axe, okay? These rounded toes and heels were designed that way for a reason back in the 1800s. From what I've read, they actually did a lot of logging in the wintertime out there because the logs, you know, back in that day, they were skidding their logs with horses, right? Well, the logs skid better on frozen ice and snow, okay? So with that being said, they were in the woods, they were working, and they were chopping frozen trees. So rounding these corners off, they found that the toe and the heel didn't chip off in frozen wood as much. You know, frozen wood, that's really hard on an axe. Don't quote me on this, but I think that they said that they made huge advances with the Michigan pattern as far as the tempering of steel goes because it was necessary. You had to. These frozen trees were breaking bits. So that's kind of the history on it. You can dig around the internet. There's some information out there. It's just, like I said, it's hard to track all that stuff. So back to identifying an axe that's been used and an axe that's been ground down, okay? So you'll see, if you're searching on eBay, keep an eye out if you're searching for Connecticut patterns and Dayton patterns specifically. A lot of people that, you know, uneducated pickers on eBay, people call this a Dayton pattern, okay? When you start looking at some of these lines, I could see how you could be confused about that. The telltale sign, once it's been ground and the profile of the bit has been changed, look for these rounded edges, okay? There's a lot of these Daytons or a lot of these Michigans out there, okay? And they don't get as high of a price as a Dayton head does. So don't let people trick you on that. Or maybe they don't intend to, maybe they just don't know what they're talking about. All right, guys, I know this was a little jumbled up, in a bit of a hurry. I just wanted to get this out there. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. So if you guys got any questions, or if you have anything to add to this, especially time frames of the change from the traditional single bit Michigan to the Michigan Bay or the Mexican Collins or whatever you want to call this axe, if you've got, you know, any information on the change that I believe Collins spearheaded that, I'm not 100% sure. So if you've got information on that, throw it out there. If you've got some information, especially getting more into the 1800s with the development of the Michigan pattern axe, throw that out there. And like I said, guys, beware. If you're looking for a rafter, that's what a rafter pattern looks like, okay? Big, thick, heavy pole, not 3.5 pounds. And I think that's it, guys. Hope you have a good day.